Good evening, as they say. It is HHV, the judge. There he is, the judge, got the old hammer. We are here with another two-race free tip bonanza. Now, I know what you're thinking. Going to start today with me crowing about 33 to 1 winner, the Lincoln. Rohan, so obvious. Go on about it for ages. So what I thought we'd do at the start, Judge, is I'd talk sometime about last week's Lincoln. The fact I gave, no, I won't. I'll just mention it. What a way to start the flat. And of course, a further HHV the Judge winner, which fires our profit. I think we are now over 55 points level stake profit since we began, which I think is pretty good. Pretty good. Give ourselves a round of applause.
Pat on the back.
Yeah. My brokerim's in shot as well. The hair care secrets are out. Look what happens if you don't use brokerim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before and after, isn't it? This.
Absolutely.
Give us a thumbs up, please, because I think, 33 to 1, so great. Now,
super.
It would be remiss of me, Judge, not to mention that, of course, my Simon Holden Racing Syndicate begins today. What a few days I've had putting everything together. Now, I know you're interested yourself, so what I will say is places are going, they are going. Big thumbs up to people who've come on board. Look out in HFC. If you're in there, you'll get another information email tomorrow morning. So please, if you're not in HFC, get it. They must get priority. That Judge is in my email, HFC Club. He is part of the HFC Club. He's getting involved. So well done, everybody who's come on board. You'll be getting a call from me tomorrow morning. So stand by your phones and a welcome. And please, if you're in HFC and you got that message today and that private video, do get involved because the No More Syndicate is up and running. Brilliant. Right, that's the... sorry, I haven't quite finished, Judge.
No.
Those of you who watched my video this morning, no sniggering. The Judge has been very busy with his Goodwin Racing work today, so he missed it. In fact, when he misses the video, this is really good for the...
No.
When he misses the video, the other night, Spy, 12 to 1, it wins... Obviously, 33 to 1. We had the information. HFC Club on a horse called Ocean Cloud. Another Brucey bonus for everybody. Won at 12 to 1. And today, the imaginatively named Dashing Dick did in fact dash. Yes. Well, what can I say? 11 to 1 SP. What a ride. She's given that.
Oh, superb.
Yeah, what a ride. So, we come out with all these phrases. Other tipsters have theirs. Mine is the home of big price winners. You tell me, Judge, am I allowed to say that on this week of all weeks?
I'll tell you what, Bunsen burners aren't as hot as you, mate. I'll tell you.
No, they're not, mate. No. I do believe a man can fly. I really, really do. It's going great. Now, if you have been backing these, I'm not suggesting what you should do with your money, but if you are an HFC club, could that horse payment almost be paid for by the bookies? Now, wouldn't that be wonderful? You could look at your section, your 7.5 of the horse, and say, that is a big thanks to those at Bet365 or whoever. But there you go. Well, enough of the intros and the
mate, you carry on going. It's been so
I actually think I was quite restrained after this week.
You did, yes, you were.
HFC Club, we are flying and we aim to continue now. We go to Newbury. If you want my national double and my grand national tip, you've got to come on board for air. Now, I don't usually do this, but there's a reason why I can't release that till tomorrow morning. So that's why if you're in the air card marker, you will get mine. But before I go any further, next Friday, not 2 races, just 1. And I think you know there which one we're doing. Yes, it's the 5 furlong handicap at Musselburgh. No, it's not, Judge. It's the Grand National HHV, the Judge Special. Now, you will be bombarded by previews. Every Tom, Dick and Harry, every dashing Dick will be doing his Grand National preview. But you want this one on Friday night. I will say on Holden Sources, I'll be interviewing somebody very famous next week about the Grand National. Can't say any more about that. I had 2 fascinating Cheltenham interviews with the great Neil Maurice, of course, and the great Neil Clark, who's written that brilliant book about post-war champion jump jockeys. So all the little extra.
They were very good. I enjoyed them.
Oh, they were. Yeah, they were great. So there's a special interview coming next week about the Grand National from somebody everyone will have heard of. And on Friday night, I'm excited already, even though it's Scottish National. So strange, Judge, that this is usually the week after, but with that need for 3 weeks between Cheltenham and Aintree, this has been brought forward, and I think it will help the race tomorrow. I really, really do.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm going to get the judge's tip out of him at the end, but first we go to Newbury for 2 exciting races, the 2:10 and the 2:45. So without further ado, let's get cracking on the 2:10. It's a veterans race, not veteran tipsters, veteran horses.
Definitely.
Yeah, 3 miles. It's a class 2. It's a good race. The ground is likely to be just on the soft side of good and very, very cold. So I'll take a big coat and scarf if you are headed to Newbury tomorrow. My friend, the informer, is there, and he texts me with some awful language about the fact he took the wrong coat and he was freezing his conkers off. Let me clean that up. So if you see a man like there running out screaming, it's probably the informer. 2:10. It's a veterans race. I bung it over to you first, Judge. It's a decent field. 10 go to post as it stands. Very competitive. What are your thoughts on this one?
I think it's a lovely race, to be fair. I do love these races. It's the final as well, so it's quite a valuable race. The old 20 grand to the winner. I sort of, when we were talking about which races we were going to do, because obviously Air was out of kilter, I said we've got to do the veterans chase. We've got to do the veterans chase. Nothing better than a veterans chase. And I thought, well, I'll leave that if he's going to do Valadon. He's got to do Valadon. He's got so close so many times. She actually came second in this last year, and it really was. It's my second one in. I very nearly tipped it, but I'm going for a horse here that's unheard of for a 12-year-old. He's only had 8 chase starts, sort of unexposed. Would you believe? So
doing a job before and just turned to racing late.
It's unbelievable for a 12-year-old. Yeah, so I'm going for a horse that's actually coming on the back of a couple of wins. And a stable that's been absolutely on fire almost nearly all year, Venetia Williams. I like the fact they got the conditional that's obviously attached to the yard, claiming the extra £8 off as well, in comparison to, I know obviously he's got a little bit of inexperience compared to some of the other jockeys, but when it comes to the weights and that, it does come in handy if they're actually able, which, you know, if the lad hopefully can give it a good ride. I like First Figaro here. As you can tell, I'm not singing. First Figaro, I think, like I say, unexposed for a 12-year-old. And I think around the 5-1 chance, I think there's a lot worse bets out there than there is on Saturday. So it's Figaro to come first.
Yes, ridden by the great Ned Fox, claiming it's going to be running free, isn't it?
Yes.
There's not many 12-year-old improvers with not many miles on the clock.
That's what I couldn't believe it.
Well, I'm tipping it. Of course, I love Valadon, but I do think that race at Sandown, the sight of him being whipped after the last, already exhausted, was gruesome. I can't believe that hasn't taken that something out of the old boy. And I thought they'd retire him on the spot. And I'm quite disappointed they haven't. I hope he doesn't trail in last. I hope he's not knocked about. And I hope he that's his last race tomorrow. Let's hope he runs great. It'd be great if he finished second. Because I'm going elsewhere with a horse who is not consistent. Number 4, La Cavza Nostra. The horse either wins or is pulled up or unseated. So his last 5 runs are win, unseated, win, pulled up, win. Now let's hope he keeps the sequence of 1.
That's going to say.
11-2. I think he's the perfect type for this race. Neil Mulholland has come back into form late season. Last time out, I thought the horse ran one of his best ever races at Hereford in what was a decent race. He beat a horse called Another Emotion, which I know that the connections of Another Emotion that day felt he was very well handicapped. But La Cavza Nostra did him. Obviously, he's gone up a little bit. He's now off a mark of 1, 2, 3. I think the fact that Glenn Forcer runs here, and obviously has top weight, a horse who's been a cracking horse in his time, but looks like he's lost his way a bit this year. The fact that runs off 11-12 gives La Cavza Nostra 11-2, which is a decent racing weight. Now, he's got to give a lot of weight to yours, but I think he's got a little bit of class that you need in these, and I'm quite confident this is going to run a big race. It's 11-2. I think it's a cracking each way play. So I am going for La Cavza Nostra. Let's not have any of the pulled ups or on seats. We want another one, please. Mr. H. Nugent. And you are on first Figaro for the all-conquering Venetia Williams. So that's the 210. We now come to the 245. Now, this is a very, very good race.
Brilliant.
Grade 2 limited handicap over 2 mile 4. It's a class 1. It's a very, very hot race. 16 starters. I'm sure that the Mighty Goodwin will be going extra places. I'm not putting words into the guy's mouth, of course, but I'm sure that they'll have a few bonuses. Yeah, I'd love to put a few words into a few people's mouths. Yeah. Now, if you look around the village, some people paying 5, whatever. This is a big field. However, I don't like picking jollies. I don't like certainly coming on here and picking jollies. But if something's overpriced, it's overpriced. And I think number 1, top of the shop, Speech Bubble, is at 7-2, a max win bet for me. A max win bet, not a win bet. Yes, in a 16-runner race, I'm going max on number 1, 7-2. And I'll tell you why. This is a very, very high-quality horse trained by the brilliant Noel Williams. Now, this horse should never have got beat first time out this year. It was a race that the police should have been called. That's how awful the ride was. He gave it a load to do. It's our old mate Gavin Sheehan on board tomorrow. Sponsored by Goodwin, of course. And we never say anything that would upset any jockey. We never go against their selections, Judge. We are the friend of Gavin Sheehan and anybody connected with racing. But last time out, I put him up. I had a big bet on him, and I was disappointed that he got beat at Sandown. But then I looked at the horse that beat him was a horse called Love Envoy, and he went in to put the Irish in their place with a stunning win at Cheltenham. And all of a sudden, retrospective form, we start to think, well, did Speech Bubble really run a stinker and let down, or was that as good as he is? Now, if the handicapper could reassess him now, I think even though he's off top weight here, he's off 130. I think surely the win by Love Envoy means that this horse is pushing at least 135 on the ratings, if not slightly higher. So I think he's well in off top weight. I think he's a big, strong horse. He's had 44 days off. I think this is his festival. This has been his target. And I fully expect the horse to win at 7-2. So there we go. Now over to you, Judge.
It's a Speech Bubble. You talking out your mouth? That's what I wanted to say.
Okay. No, things similar have been claimed.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I do think it's an excellent race. There's a few in down the bottom that got half a chance, but there's sort of six horses that are running out of the handicap, which is quite interesting for a race like this, which will give the horse, which would actually give our horses, the one I'm going to pick and your horse, better chance in that theory. I'm looking at a horse here. I must say, I'm a bit concerned the fact it did go to Cheltenham, but I like Nina the Terrier very much here. And it was in the same race that you were just talking about behind Love Envoy. And that day, once again, the going was soft. It was given a smidge too much to do and come there for a minute and then didn't get home in the heavy ground. The previous time, it should have won round Haydock. Once again, it was soft ground, but it should have won at Haydock when it came second. Obviously, last time was a knockout run, the run at Cheltenham, but once again behind Love Envoy. I just think it was a knockout run because it poured down again on that day. This horse has been crying out for good ground. And if you look at his early season form at this course, importantly, it was taken on probably, I can't wait to back it next week. I don't want to say it too much. LA Bell is the horse that I would definitely back for that Love Envoy race. Yes. I think it really is one of the top horses in mares in this country, certainly novices. And a horse with no name finished just behind it on that one occasion and just in front of it when it fell. But obviously, I still think it would have come second at worst that day. And horse with no name. How
do you bet the horse if it's got no name, Judge?
Very good question. Called him Mr. X. But horse with no name came second to Love Envoy at Cheltenham. So you could argue it didn't come anywhere if you actually look at the score.
It's a blank, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you said blank, and we'll leave it at that. Nina the Terrier is around 9-1, and I think as long as that race at Cheltenham hasn't taken too much of it, I think she's a smashing each way bet here. Back on better ground on a course she likes. She should get a decent pace to run at, and I can see her coming through late. Whether she's also got a nice weight pull with your Speech Bubble. She's got a £9 weight pull for 9 lengths. on that Sandown run. And I think at the prices, she's sort of nearly 3 times the price, certainly more than double the price. I think she's worth the each-way play. So Nina in a battle out with Speech Bubble, the Terrier.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I suppose with Nina the Terrier, you would expect... See, I've stuttered and spoiled it. Let me start again. I suppose with Nina the Terrier, you would expect her to like a lead, wouldn't you, Judge? You know,
very good. Very good.
Yeah. My mum always says, if you laugh, you know, and then...
yes, but I do.
It validates the joke, doesn't it? Yeah. So Nina the Terrier, I won't do any more. 9-1. I think the key there is the ground, but I do think Speech Bubble is going to outclass these under the maestro that is Mr. Gavin Sheehan, sponsored by Goodwin Racing. So there you go. Judge Nina the Terrier. I'm on Speech Bubble, Max Win. Then 2-10. We come forward, come back in time. Marty McFly moment there. First Figaro, 9-2. And I'm on La Cabza Nostra. Will he win? Will he pull up? Will he be unseated? We will know tomorrow, but he won't be second or third. It will either be disaster or another win for Holden Sources. Now, before you go, Judge, you've obviously got more cases tonight. You're looking at the old...
I am. I'm trying to get the next case in order.
Exactly, yeah. He stood up and closed his briefcase, as they say. Now, Judge, it would be remiss of me while you are here not to ask for your tip in the big race tomorrow. Now, later on tonight, please do head over to Judge Pottage, new YouTube channel, where he's got a big bet in that Scottish champion hurdle for you. So head over there later. But come on, Judge, what wins the Jock National?
Right. Well, I'm going to keep it short because we've got a long one here. I'm going to go for Cool Mix because I think it's a fantastic each-way play. I think might get 1 or 2 to beat him, but surely it's got to run its race. It is a perennial loser, I must confess, but this is its race. It ran a great race in it last year, came fifth. The Ferry Master, who finished just in front of it, obviously come fourth. But he's got a handy weight pull with that as well. But it's crept in here off 10 stone 4 with a claimer riding it. It's going to be sort of once again, another one of these horses at the bottom is going to be let in lightly. I just can see him creeping, and hopefully he will get the job done this time. I think he's around 10-1, 9. I don't know what he is now, around that sort of figure. Yeah. I mean, with the extra places, I do think he's an each-way play. I have backed him anti-post as well, but I still think at 10-1 there is still a little bit of juice in his price. So he's going to be my selection. I'm going to keep it cool. We call him.
Brilliant. So there you go, folks. Another edition is over. Wait for next Friday, because we have HHV the Judge Grand National Special. I'm already excited. I don't think it's only 6 sleeps till our Grand National Special. So there you go, folks. Have a great weekend. Judge, have a great weekend, my old friend.
Be lucky, mate.
Yeah, and I'll keep selling the shares in my horse. If you're in HFC, come on in. Well done, everybody, this week. Well done for last week. Let's hope we do it again, because we are the mighty HHV the Judge on the only YouTube channel, apart from Judge's own one, that you need. Got that in quick. You've been upset.
Well done, mate.
And that is...
HOLDENS. Horses.